Hello, everyone. My name is Sharon Blake. I'm the author of The Thought Detox, and I have also created a course for The Thought Detox. So I want to give you a little bit of background about myself. 8 years ago, I started a path on recovery, and my past was just full of pain, full of agony, full of defeat, full of lack of self-esteem. I had no real self-confidence or anything like that. As I began to come off drugs, I started to notice that I was just, I felt horrible about myself. I didn't like myself. I didn't like who I had become, not just because of the drugs. That was an added element of victimhood and suppression and just junk that I was under. But when I started to unthaw from the drugs, I really came to figure out that I didn't like who I was. I didn't like me. And so I had to figure out why I didn't like me. I had to go back in the time and to my past to really uncover some of those hidden messages, some of those cultural, societal messages that I was taught that weren't really beneficial to my health or my mental state of being. And so that's exactly what I did. I began to pray. I began to meditate. I really asked the creator of the universe, hey, what am I missing here? Because I need help trying to figure this thing out. And so one of the things I did was I sat with myself for months writing The Thought Detox. And in that was self-discovery. I discovered so much about myself that I was shocked. I was shocked by how my thought process had been molded by individuals who weren't even healthy, who didn't like me, but I had taken so much stock into what these individuals said, and their thoughts and their opinions and societal and cultural views became my belief system. And so for me, that was a major shock, because I was like, whoa, wait a minute, I'm believing all these individuals that really don't even like me. So I had to dig deeper. So I went back to some painful events and some painful memories. Not to live there. I went back to find out why I was. I'm not a believer in, going back to your past so you can live in your past. I think we need to go back so we can move forward. And in doing that, we don't need to get stuck in revisiting the pain of the past. We're doing it as a tool to figure out who we are so we can move forward to the future. And so as I was digging down into my childhood, I started having very distinct memories of my family at home, the way I was viewed by society and in my community with kids and children. And it all had the kind of same theme to it. And that theme was I wasn't good enough. I wasn't enough. I would never be enough because of the color of my skin. And I wouldn't be enough just as a human being, as the little girl that I was. I mean, we're talking about a 7-year-old little girl here who had no self-esteem, who had no love. And the only love that was portrayed to her was dysfunction. But I grew up believing that love that I saw in the toxic and dysfunction was what I was supposed to live out and be and portray. And so fast forwarding into my teenage years, I took all of that junk from my childhood and what I learned in my home and from my community, and I took all that stuff and I took it into my teenage years searching because I felt like I was missing something and I wasn't enough. So I went to go find my enough. I went to go find a way to become fulfilled, and I thought I found it in other people. So while I was searching and digging and as a teenager looking and trying to feel love and feel accepted and feel wanted, I created a need, a habit for others' acceptance and approval of me, which really was the beginning of a very vicious cycle of habits and addiction that I would later on in life, hence today, I had to learn how to undo. And so that those teenage years of seeking for love and acceptance and fulfillment outside of myself led me into teenage pregnancy. And that's a whole nother ballgame. That's a whole nother mindset of toxic thoughts and thinkings and behaviors that I had to learn how to undo as well. And so there's been a lot of work that I've done mentally to recover from my habitual toxic thinking habits that kept me perpetuating the same old consequences over and over again. And so I had to really look at my life and figure out each one of these major life events that affected me, and really dig down to the root cause of those things, of my actions, and figure out why I did those things. And it all kept coming back to I wasn't good enough. I didn't love myself. I didn't know how to love. And so here we are back again at the same thing. And so this is the theme that I'm noticing as I'm doing the thought detox. I'm noticing the same things of rejection, abandonment, fear, not being good enough, not being loved. All of these self-negating messages were my belief system. And so I had to really figure out who the hell I was. And I'm still on that journey today. I know a lot more than I used to know. But I tell everyone who I talk to about the thought detox and coach that, life's a journey, and we're constantly learning and it constantly evolving. So who we are today is totally different from who we were yesterday, or maybe even last week, last month, last year. And tomorrow, I hope to have some more new knowledge and some more new information to even become new and fresh and more evolved in my thinking. And so the premise of the thought detox is to figure out why you are the way you are. I hear a lot of people say that, excuse me, they go through, they keep getting these same negative results and consequences, and they don't want these results, and they believe that they're really good people. However, they can't get what they want, and they don't understand. And I get it, because I was her. I was that chick I knew I was a loving, good-hearted individual who didn't set out to take advantage of anyone. However, I was always being taken advantage of. But what I didn't take into account was my belief system. See, knowing something and believing something is totally two different things. See, I thought I knew that I loved myself. I thought I knew that my past wasn't affecting my life. I thought I knew I had let go of certain things. But it wasn't until the time that I got in there and started to dig down deep and see that those memories, when they began to bubble up, were affecting me emotionally, that meant something. And so if you can't revisit a part of your past without something negative bubbling up in your emotions, or some kind of anxiety or stress happening, then there's something there that you need to really work on and figure out. And I get it. People want to be happy, and this type of work most people don't want to do, and I get that too. However, we all want a better life, and we want to strive for more, but we don't really want to do the hard work. And I can tell you, and I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat this is not easy work. People don't stay on this path. They just don't. It's not easy work, because you're going to feel uncomfortable, because you're going to feel pain at times, and because you're going to feel like you don't know what to do next because of all of the emotions that may rise. But I'm here to tell you that that's all normal, and that'll pass in time as you begin to heal and allow yourself to heal. And what we don't do, some of us, not all of us, is allow ourselves to heal. So what we do is we say, oh, got this hurt, emotional hurt, this pain. They did me wrong, woo-de-woo. And then, okay, shake it off because I got things to do, right? That's the way it is, right? We don't sit with our stuff. We move on to the next thing. Because in America, everybody wants to be happy and we want to be free and we want this and we want that. But we have this false sense of happy and this false sense of freedom. And it comes from masking stuff with people, places, and things and drugs and substances, and that's not real joy. And that's not lasting happiness. And it's not anything lasting. It's always fleeting because you know what? When you're always searching outside of yourself to get something, to be fulfilled or to feel love or to get whatever it is you're trying to get, whatever need you're trying to get met, you'll always be looking outside. You'll always have to go and grasp after that thing. You'll always have to be seeking and searching for something else instead of you going inside, doing the work, and you learning how to love yourself and you learning how to fulfill yourself. Yes, self-fulfillment through spirituality. Not church. I'm not talking about the church or religion. I'm talking about spirituality. You, God, and the Creator. This upward, inward thing. This circular motion of knowing who you are and allowing the Spirit or God, whomever you choose to believe in, to lead and guide you down the path of self-fulfillment, self-involvement, self-awareness. I mean, all of those things that we need to do for ourselves. Society doesn't teach us to be selfish. They teach us to serve and to give and to do and to just keep moving and keep going. But can I suggest to you that we need to be a little selfish at times with ourselves, and especially on this journey. We've got to go inside, build ourselves up, know that we're confident, know that we're worth it, know that we're enough, know that we're accepted, not rejected, know that we are who we are. And we were created with great intentions and plans in mind by a loving, caring Creator. And so that's the place we have to get to. We got to feel that thing, and you're not going to feel joy and happiness every day, but you've got to know and have a belief system that shows there's evidence that you're loving yourself, that you're caring for yourself, that you've gone inside to do the work so that you can be the best you that you can be. And that's what it's really all about. It's about knowing that you can be the best you can be without any outside thing, person, or substance making you feel that way. And so that is the premise of the Thought Detox. And I would love, 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 love if you would come on this journey with me and take this course. And hey, let's detox our lives together mentally. And it's time that we become the conductor of our lives and of our thought life. It's time that we take control of the thoughts that are going in and out of our brain randomly on autopilot. Enough of that already. Enough of the autopilot syndrome. Like, we need to have our hands on the wheel and we need to take charge of our life and we need to go for it. How about we go for it? You want to come with me? Come on, let's go.